I'm Amy Franceschini, and we are Futurefarmers. This is a particular seasonal gathering of Futurefarmers. Futurefarmers started in San Francisco, and it's a group of artists and different practitioners that come together around different projects in different places. A common concern, I would say, amongst people we work with is the commons, and a concern about the preservation of how we are in and around and of the commons, soil, air, water, public space, how we learn. And for this particular project, the Chestnut, the Sea Urchin, and the Turning of the Bells, we're here.
I'm Lode. I'm part of Futurefarmers. I studied architecture and philosophy, and I'm making pipes.
And my name's Livia Cahn. I brought my notebook to this project. I'm an anthropologist. This particular autumnal combination, I don't really know what else to say. It's important.
We've also worked together this particular constellation on a few other projects. One is currently in Belgium, just outside of Brussels, which is a field that we were able to secure for 5 years to reintroduce and develop old grains from the region. And we started with 36 different varieties. And the field goes on. Basically, it's shaped by the interests of the people who are using it. So it's kind of transformed into a multi-use space that's called Open Akker. I mean, this morning we thought that where those two things meet is in our practice. A common interest in soil and like the complexity and nuances of soil is where it meets, under our feet, directly. I think we each had different questions about that question, and I think it was about the idea of production and what it means to produce things and what are the conditions of the production. So what kind of cultural production are we asking about? Do you want to smoke?
Yeah.
Maybe we wait a second because we'll just give us. Yeah, I think it was a question of the scale. Scale was a question. I mean, I don't know if we will answer the question in terms of where they meet, but it was other questions came up because of that question in terms of what kind of cultural production. I mean, we're not sitting in a white cube right now. We're not using huge tractors. We don't sell our work. We were talking about this particular place where we're at now is mostly growing food for themselves, so it's possibly, you could say it's a subsistence farm. Maybe that's what we are. We're subsistence farmers. I think, is there anything else you wanted to?
Yeah, I could chime in a bit on this question of subsistence farming also as this kind of small scale productions that pick up on stories that may be going around and moving through landscapes that I think we've been interested in amplifying or at least slowing down to notice a bit more what's going on there, and then generating new combinations and bringing them together.
Yeah, I think one word that came up was this idea of broadcasting and propagation, that we often see cultural the cultural support we get, or the support from cultural institutions, is a way to amplify. It's a platform to amplify, for us, a lot of the time, small-scale farmers who don't have platforms to be heard or seen. So that's really valuable. Maybe that's where they meet.
Mm-hmm.
You can smoke.
The chestnut is our doorway, or looking glass, into the dense landscape through which we meet the Alps. Their steepness, their history of mobile tradespeople, the Amazonas nestled in them, the stories of witches they stir, the underwater prehistory, and today, the dense Apple Valley. Of the printed matter, a physical form emerges from the depths of the seabed. Its modularity, its mobility, its orality, its polyphony, its annuality, its young audiences. We dare not call it a book, but a tale of wonder set in the alpine Amazonas. The fairy tale as a written form guides our tale, a form we want to trouble, that brings magical objects with it, witches, bells, boats, shells, sea urchins, talking animals, as well as the possibility to turn power structures, myths, and gender roles on their heads. And gravity, too. Yes, gravity. You asked how we work together? Now you know. We build rafts.